throw around the word adventure a lot these days, but 68 miles down the Pecos River through some of the most rough country in Texas, that's an adventure. Listening to Lewis Canyon Rapids all night just made us more excited to start off day 5. It was another bright and sunny day, although it was a little bit windy. And then we came upon a familiar rocky shore, which could only mean we had reached Waterfall Rapids. After successfully navigating Waterfall Rapids, we continued down the river and got into some more rapids. Trip, Todd and I had gone back and forth on who had the biggest fish. This one put him over the edge again, but not for long.
Jump. Going all the way down. You guys ready? Woo, 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 woo.
We camped right above Painted Canyon Rapids this night, and it was pretty freaking awesome. My first trip down the Pecos was my first ever river trip. By this point in that trip, I was very tired and ready to get off the river. But this time down, all I could think about was how much longer we had to go and how I didn't want to get off the river. Although day 6 started off cloudy and kind of cold, we got to run Painted Canyon Rapids, and what a great way to start the day that was. A small sign in the side of the canyon signifies that you're getting close to the Weir Dam. In other words, you're about 200 yards away from the Weir Dam. It's a pretty cool feature of this section of the river, and the only dam that you'll come across on this section. It also signifies that you're getting into the Amistad National Wildlife Refuge area, or basically the Amistad Lake. If the water's a little higher, you can run this section of the dam, but it was kind of low, so we decided to kind of push our kayaks off the edge.
dry bag's good, or else I'm gonna be sleeping wet tonight.
All right, Todd.
Todd's boat's so heavy, he just did it right. Woo!
About a mile past the Weir Dam is the Boulder Gardens. In my opinion, one of the prettiest parts of the river.
floating up in the clouds. But I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good.
At this point, we had gotten into the lake part of the river, as in Lake Amistad. You can tell this by the trees starting to spring up on the side of each bank. Also, the river starts to get pretty wide, and the water starts to get murky like at the beginning of the river.
When I'm with you, I feel so much better. Oh, yeah. Before you, I was just a shell, so stuck in the dark. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good.
Last night on the river we stayed at Dead Man's Canyon, also known as Skunk Camp. We call it that because our first trip down this river, one of our guys in our group decided to cowboy camp at this spot and woke up with a skunk in his bed. Pretty funny, but also pretty gross.
Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something.
This being our last night on the river, we couldn't help but reminisce about the awesome week that we had just had and how we didn't really want to get back to the real world and all this coronavirus stuff.
Something good.
Day 7 consisted of a short day going under the railroad bridge and the Highway 90 bridge. It's only about a 6-mile paddle out, and it's really not that tough if the wind's in your favor. But if the wind's not in your favor, it can be pretty challenging. But remember guys, real men paddle out on the Pecos River. pulled into the boat ramp at Lake Amistad, I couldn't help but think of a quote from my favorite president, Theodore Roosevelt. The farther one gets into the wilderness, the greater is the attraction of its lonely freedom. Such a great quote by one of America's greatest presidents, and such an amazing realization that can only come from someone who has experienced the wilderness in its entirety. Our moods were somber as we pulled our kayaks up the ramp from the Pecos River, knowing this year's trip was done and we couldn't go back and redo it again. But as we made our way up the boat ramp pulling the trailer, I knew this wouldn't be my last trip. Thanks for watching, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. There's definitely more to come. This isn't my last adventure.